What's up, all? It's your sis Shay Sayss, and welcome back. We have to talk about Britney Spears and the Free Britney movement. So much has happened in just a week since she broke her silence and spoke about her feelings under the conservatorship. Joining us to talk about this is health reporter for Roll Call, Sandhya Raman. How are you, Sandhya?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's great to have you. So you wrote a piece about how Congress is reacting to the hashtag Free Britney movement. Can you tell us how this issue got political and what could that mean for pop stars?
I think it's an interesting issue just because it has drawn a lot of interest on both sides of the aisle. We have, some of the most conservative Republicans and very liberal Democrats both kind of weighing in on this issue, which is, obviously rare for Congress. And so we see people, like Ted Cruz, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz that have kind of weighed in, saying it's more of like a constitutional kind of freedom of choice kind of issue, just being able to, have control of your life. And then we have people, that are much more liberal, someone like Elizabeth Warren or Catherine Clark, Carolyn Maloney, who've kind of weighed in on different issues with that. One of the big things has been kind of reproductive freedom, because Britney has said that she's not able to remove her IUD and have children without asking under the conservatorship.
Yeah, so since Britney spoke out, the wealth management firm that was supposed to be the co-conservator of Britney's financial dealings, I believe it's Bessemer Trust, has asked to leave the arrangement. Do you think that this is a good sign for Britney's case?
I think it's tricky to say, just because there have been so many pieces moving right now, even in the past few days. Like this week, we've had the judge weigh in and say that, she does not want to remove her father as the conservator. But we've also had a lot of members of Congress really raising this issue, asking for information from government officials on conservatorships more broadly, meaning that it could bring more attention to Britney in cases like Britney. And we also have people asking for, kind of congressional action, whether or not there could be broader legislation or just kind of more action to see what is really happening here from a broad level.
So you just mentioned with the judge and not taking her father off of the conservatorship as of yet. The judge still denied the removal of Jamie Spears, but why do you think it's so difficult for Britney to be freed from this situation?
I think one of the things to consider is that this is a very unusual arrangement. Usually with the conservatorship, we have something like someone who's much older or who's suffering from, some sort of disability that impedes them from doing their day-to-day activities. And with Britney's case, she's been working throughout the past 13 years at a high level, able to do, perform, and, she was an X Factor host, and just a variety of things. So I think it's tricky when you also add that, she is richer than, a lot of people in this country. She's worth $60 million. And I think that the financial situation and just that she's worth a lot of money really plays into it, given that, her father does receive a high salary just for being her conservator.
So do you think that if Britney gets what she wants, it will set a precedent for other people in a similar situation?
I think it's tough to say. I think, since her situation is rare, it is trickier. We have, if someone were in a similar situation, which I don't know of, at such a performer that would be in this kind of situation, it could set a standard for that, depending on what, a different court ruling says. But right now, it's tricky to say.
Got you. Thank you so much, Sandhya. I really enjoyed this. I really appreciate this. And just breaking it down a little bit for us, for a lot of people that are still kind of confused about this case and what Britney's going through. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. And thank you all for watching. Follow Bold TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a great day.